Once upon a time, in the heart of a golden kingdom, stood King Indradyumna. He ruled with fairness, bathed in riches and praise, but deep inside, there was a silence. Courtiers sang his name, treasures overflowed, but the king, he sat still unmoved, as if searching for something even he couldn't name. Every night, under the soft glow of the moon, he wandered alone. No guards, no crown. Just a man and his questions. One day, his wandering led him to a sage meditating beneath a sacred tree. The name of Vishnu echoed in the breeze. The king was spellbound. A single tear slid down his cheek, not of sorrow, but awakening. And then, this mighty king, wrapped in royal silk, bowed. He knelt, right there in the dust, before truth. He left behind his pride, and walked barefoot into silence, seeking something deeper than power. Meanwhile, deep in the forest beneath an ancient banyan tree, sat the great sage Agastya, yes, that Agastya. Unshaken by time, even the gods whispered when he meditated. One day, by the sacred waterfall, he heard a silent command from the heavens. Test the king. Indradyumna, now nameless, robed in humility, sat peacefully among birds and breathless. The sage arrived, his staff tapped the earth like thunder in slow motion. His gaze sharp as lightning, he called out, King. Once, twice, silence. An ant crawled across the king's leg. He didn't flinch, not because he was ignoring the sage, but because his soul had tuned into a different frequency. The sage frowned, disappointed, misunderstanding. He raised his staff and declared, You shall be born as an elephant in your next life. The king finally stirred. He bowed deeply and said, Forgive me, O sage, I was not arrogant. I was simply lost in devotion. He saw it, the sincerity. He sighed, his anger dissolved like mist. Your silence was sacred, he said softly, and with a blessing, he turned and disappeared into the forest. Time passed. In his next life, the king was reborn as Gajendra, a mighty elephant with the soul of a saint and heart full of devotion. Devotee of Vishnu, gentle giant, total sweetheart. One sunny morning, Gajendra led his herd to a serene forest lake. The air was cool, the water sparkled. As he dipped his trunk, he spotted a radiant lotus blooming in the center. A perfect offering for Lord Vishnu. He stepped into the lake, careful and reverent, reaching for the flower. And then, snap, out of nowhere, a crocodile latched onto his leg like it was a prize catch on a fishing show. Wait, what? A crocodile? From where? Rewind, heavenly flashback time. Once, in the upper realms, a glamorous Gandharva was jamming on his veena, absolutely vibing. Melodies flowed, celestial dances twirled, it was a full-on divine concert. Except, right next to the party sat a sage, deep in meditation. The veena's notes pierced his peaceful trance like a fly at a silent retreat. The sage opened one eye. Big mistake, Mr. Gandharva. You dare disturb my meditation with your show-off strumming. For your arrogance, you shall be born on earth, as a crocodile. Poof! Just like that, the rock star musician was booted from heaven and dropped into a muddy lake as a scaly underwater grump. Back to the lake. That very same crocodile, ex-Gandharva, now lake bouncer, was chewing on Gajendra's leg like a late-night snack. Gajendra trumpeted in pain, he thrashed, he kicked, nothing worked. But even in the jaws of suffering, he did not forget his Lord. With all his strength, and a heart brimming with surrender, he raised the lotus high and cried out, O Lord Vishnu, please save me. Far above in Vaikuntha, Vishnu heard. He looked down, saw his devotee in distress, and didn't wait a second. He leapt onto Garuda, his epic eagle ride, and zipped toward earth like a divine superhero. The Sudarshana chakra flew like a frisbee on a mission, slicing through the sky and hit the crocodile dead center. Boom, curse broken, Krak form, deleted. The Gandharva emerged from the crocodile's body, his form glowing with celestial light. He folded his hands in reverence before Lord Vishnu. With gratitude in his eyes, he praised the Lord. Then, blessed by Vishnu's divine grace, he slowly faded into the air, free at last, and at peace. Gajendra, still holding the lotus, looked up. There stood Lord Vishnu, calm, kind, radiant. And then, Grace, Gajendra was blessed, body and soul, lifted into the divine realms for his unshakable devotion. And so, dear listener, what does this tale teach us? Even in pain, don't let go of your faith. Even when life clamps down like a crocodile on your leg, trust, because sometimes, all it takes is a lotus, a prayer, and a little divine timing. And remember, even crocodiles might have once been heavenly musicians with attitude problems.